Anyway, the Babylonian, let's see, the son and husband of Ishtar, the Babylonian and Assyrian mother goddess, Ishtar, to whom the planet Venus was sacred, was the most widely venerated deity of the Babylonian and Assyrian pantheon. She was probably identical with Ashtaroth, Ashtart, Aphrodite. I would throw in Easter too. The story of her descent into the underworld. Now listen to this. The story of her descent into the underworld in search for presumably for the sacred elixir which alone could restore Tammuz to life is the key to the ritual of her mysteries. Now I want you to get this. And I've read a lot of this, and so I know what's going on here. Tammuz, Osiris, all of these gods, they were slain. They were broken in pieces. Isis put their body back together. It's in a coffin, and it's buried. Now, Isis or Ashtar or Semiramis or all these different names, she wants to bring him back to life. She wants him to come back to life. She wants her dead husband to rise up out of the ashes of the hell that he's in. That's what she wants. So she descends now. Listen to this now. I'm going to make a connection here for you, and I want you to get this. The story is that she descends down into the lower worlds, the infernal regions, underworld, hell, the pit. She descends down there so that she can give her dead husband / son the elixir of life, the philosopher's stone, the lion's grip, the holy grail, the fountain of youth, all these different ideas. That's what they're talking about. She wants to be able to resurrect her dead husband, back to life so he can take his proper place as the once and future king. By the way, that term applies to the Arthurian legend. If you know anything about King Arthur is just another part of this fable. And so anyway, she wants to do that. Now I want you to get to when I was reading this is what really jumped out and grabbed me. She descends down into the lower realm. She goes down in there into a very dark, secret, low place so that she can bring out the God that is down deep inside of that. Do you know what that is? Let me show you what that is. Do you recognize this symbol? If you don't read that particular language, you won't recognize it. It's the Om symbol. You see these New Agers sitting around going, Om. Buddhist monks in Tibet and places like that. Om. They make this sound. They don't have any words. They just make this sound, and that's the Om sound. And the Om sound basically is like it's like the droning of bees, and it's a sound that's supposed to resonate and unlock the God that's buried down deep inside of you. And that's what this is. The idea that Ashtaroth or Ishtar or Persephone, if you watch The Matrix, Persephone is down in the underworld, and she is the one who is going to release Neo to rise up and all this. I mean, that's what's in there. That's what this is about. Persephone does the same thing. She descends down and she gets in touch with Osiris or Bacchus or Dionysus or Tammuz, and she's going to raise him back to life, and now he's going to be released out there. But you all have to connect to the God that's trapped down deep inside of you. Are you getting this? Centering prayer, contemplative prayer, labyrinths, whispering prayers, Lectio Divina, Ignatian contemplation, all of this stuff. Some of the New Age music that's being played in churches right now is all part of the practice. And I want you to understand this. In the typology of Scripture, a woman represents a church. Now, there is a virtuous woman. That is the pure bride of Christ. There is a harlot woman. She is Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, abominations of the earth, the Vatican, the New Age movement, the Unification Church, the Mormon Church, Jehovah's Witnesses. Every cult in the world is a daughter of that harlot. And so when we see people in the church, quote, unquote, being told now that there's a spark inside of them, a spark, flames, ashes, that there is a spark inside of them, and it's down deep in here, and if they just center themselves like going to the center of the maze, which is labyrinth prayer walking and all that garbage, the center point, that's what that is, the center point. When you get to in the Kabbalah, it's referred to the point in the heart. By the way, if you have been following any of the Hebrew roots teachers, let me know if you've ever heard them refer to a point in the heart. Let me know. Because if you hear Staley or any of these other guys refer to a point in the heart, that's the Kabbalah. It came right out of the Kabbalah. And what that teaches is that down inside the pit of your mundane life, of your body, is the God, and if you go down deep inside of yourself, you can resurrect him, and he can come to a full-blown God, a full flame, as it were. That's what this symbol represents. It represents getting in touch with the divine center, getting in touch and you as the woman, as the church, the harlot church, resurrecting this God back to life. That's what this is. That's why contemplative prayer is such an abomination and such a danger inside the church right now. I cannot begin to tell you how dangerous contemplative prayer and all this chants and all this stuff going on in the church right now. I cannot begin to tell you how dangerous this is. If you are attending a church and your pastor, youth pastor, sub-pastor, senior pastor, children's pastor, whoever it is, pastorette who smokes cigarettes, if you are in a church and they are condoning centering prayer, contemplative prayer, Lectio Divina, whispering prayer, the Jesus prayer, anything like that, get out of that church. You be like Lot and you leave before the destruction hits. You be like those, you be like, who else left? Noah, get in the ark. Get out of town before this stuff happens. Come out of her, my people, because that's Babylon. And the whole point of the contemplative centering prayer movement, it was in the Free Will Baptists. The Free Will Baptists, which we used to belong to, are promoting it now. Promoting contemplative prayer. And I'm out. I'm out. I will not, they're not getting my money. They're not getting my support. I'm not going to their meetings. Nothing. Why? Because this is what they're promoting, and I know what it's about. It's about Persephone or Ishtar going down into that pit to resurrect the dead god. That's what that is. You just listen to what they tell you. Oh, you're going to hear God on the inside of you, and he's going to rise up and give you, he's going to give you, here we go, he's going to give you the Shekinah. Ooh, the Shekinah. You can write me on that one, too. I'll probably talk about that again sometime, too. In fact, I know for a fact I will. Here are some other things that we see about this. Let's see here. Ishtar thereupon descends through the 7 gates which lead downward into the depths of the underworld. She's going to resurrect him back to life. As Ishtar represents the spirit of fertility, her loss prevents the ripening of the crops and the maturing of all life upon the earth. It has to do with the solstices, and I'll show you that in a little bit. In this respect, the story parallels the legend of Persephone, which was interesting. In the Matrix movie, Persephone was played by Monica Bellucci. Now, Persephone is this sacred feminine, the goddess. In the, what was it, Mel Gibson, The Passion of the Christ, when he picked Mary Magdalene, when he picked the woman to play Mary Magdalene, this sacred feminine, according to the occultists, the wife of Jesus, who brings him back to life, he picked Monica Bellucci. I mean, this gal has got Mystery Babylon written all over Anyway, in this respect, the story parallels the legend of Persephone. The gods, realizing that the loss of Ishtar is disorganizing all nature, send a messenger to the underworld and demand her release. The mistress of Hades is forced to comply, and the water of life is poured over Ishtar, thus cured of the infirmities inflicted on her. She retraces her way upward through the 7 gates, at each of which is reinvested with the article of apparel which the guardians had removed. And no record exists of Ishtar how she secured the water of life. Let's see here. What else am I reading here? The myth of Ishtar symbolizes the descent of the human spirit through the 7 worlds or spheres of the sacred planets. I am going to be dealing with that as I continue the King James Code, the sacred number 7. You're going to see how this relates to that. Now, Manly Hall then references Ezekiel concerning those women who weep for Tammuz or Adonis. Adonis was originally an androgynous deity. Do you know what that means? Don't you? Here we go. The androgynous deity is male and female God, the male and the female God. Kenneth Copeland believes in the androgynous deity. Many other scholars, people, Christians, I tell you what, I got into an argument at a conference I did for the Club O Prophecy concerning this issue. I was dealing with the Da Vinci Code, and I said, God is not a he, she. God is a male. God is a man. God is the Father. He is masculine. And some Jezebel woman, she stood up and she said, that's not true. God is both male and female. And I detected, because I had already quoted Kenneth Copeland, I detected she got a little upset about that, and so we had a few words. In the mysteries of Adonis, the neophyte passed through the symbolic death of the god and raised. He's slain. Now, here we go. Here we have a religion that acts out the death and the resurrection of the slain god. We also have another religion that actually acts it out. It's called slain in the spirit, where you are murdered. Your spirit is murdered with a blow to the forehead, but then you're resurrected again. And now you have, and anybody who tells you that when they got slain in the spirit, man, I tell you what, my Christianity just took off from that day. Man, I tell you what, I was soaring in the spirit, brother. They'll tell you that it marked a transformation in their life, and it's not a good one either. Let me get on to some things, and let me go back and show you this. This is again from Manly Hall. The day is at hand when the doom of dogma shall be sounded. The great theological Tower of Babel, with its confusion of tongues, was built of bricks, of mud and mortar and slime. Out of the cold ashes of lifeless creeds, however, shall rise phoenix like the ancient ministries. And you know who that is, don't you? Because we've talked about it. We have shown people what the idea of Phoenix is. He is the beast, or here we go. And somebody had mentioned this to me, and I'm just going, boy, I'm surprised I missed it. When I did the mystery creatures of the Bible, I should have, and I just never thought of it, I should have put a reference in there to Phoenix. I don't know. Maybe I did. I didn't. I don't know. But Phoenix is real. It's a real deal is what it is. The fiery flying serpents, Quetzalcoatl, that's what Phoenix is. And so the idea that Phoenix is going to rise out of its ashes one of these days and become God over the earth again, that's what this is all about. Now, this is where it gets interesting.